Which color pages in the emergency response guidebook list the 4-digit on number first? Sharp thinking. Yellow is the right choice. Which degree is likely to provide better employment opportunities in emergency management? Well-reasoned. Bachelor's degree is the correct choice. Which tab does not appear on the Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness Google site? Great thinking. Lesson plans is the right choice. What is the projected job growth for emergency management directors from 2014 to 2024? Clear logic. Your choice 6% is sound and 100% true. Emergency management professionals may deal with which of the following situations? On track. Handling hostage situations is the correct answer. What way can you decontaminate if one comes in contact with a biological agent? Right again. All answers is a valid answer. In response to which event was the Department of Homeland Security established? Nice work. You chose September 11th attacks, and it is correct. On September 11, 2001, how many planes crashed into buildings in New York City? Well picked. 2 is the correct answer. What is the primary focus of the careers mentioned in the title of the slide? Excellent choice. Emergency management is the right answer. Which department established the National Incident Management System? Bravo! Department of Homeland Security is the answer. Which agency is the lead agency for investigation of terrorist activity? Good job. Your answer FB works well here. What essential items might you need in the event of a natural disaster? You got it. Your choice all answers is right. Which emergency management structure delegates authority and positions? Well done. National Incident Command System is the right choice. According to the learning material, hazardous materials can be used to valid point. Harm people and property is true. Which of the following is not a key concept related to the White House? Ooh. Smart pick. Environmental protection is the correct choice. Which of the following is not listed as a skill or trait in the image? Correct response. Analytical skills is the most accurate answer. The Department of Homeland Security was formed because of what event? Exactly. 9/11 attacks make sense, and it is right choice. What is the primary audience for the Emergency Response Guidebook? Good thinking. First responders is the right answer. 80% of the new job will be located in dash number of job markets. Nicely done. 5 is a solid answer. Which degree level is the lowest required for an emergency manager? Smart move. B. Associates is an accurate answer. Emergency management personnel are located at which incident level? Nice selection. A. Operational is the correct and valid answer. Which career plans disaster response or crisis handling activities? Perfect. Emergency Management Director is the correct choice. When was the original World Trade Center destroyed by terrorists? Correct. September 11th, 2001 is the right answer.
For whom was the emergency response guidebook primarily written?
Strong choice. Firemen and policemen is the right answer. In the NEFPA 704 placard, the blue field represents which hazard? Great job. Health is the accurate answer.
Which area of training is least likely in emergency management?
Excellent. Public utilities is a brilliant choice. Who masterminded the attack on the World Trade Center in 2001? You're right. Al-Qaeda is the correct answer. Where do most emergency management directors typically work? Right choice. State or local governments is the best answer.
Who established the White House Office of Homeland Security?
You chose President George W. Bush, and it is correct. Phases of Homeland Security include which of the following? Solid response. Prevent, protect, recover, evaluate is a valid choice. Who build or reconfigure buildings to make them safer. Smart move. Engineers is an accurate answer. What is a use of fear and intimidation for political gain? Correct response. Terrorism is the most accurate answer.
A storm with very strong fast winds that moves over water.
Nice selection. Hurricane is the correct and valid answer. What trait is necessary for quick decision-making skills?
Solid response. Keen leadership abilities is a valid choice. What was the name of the city that was attacked on a 9/11?
Strong choice. New York City is the right answer. Who is the author of the Emergency Response Guidebook?
You chose Department of Homeland Security, and it is correct.
Which of the following are examples of first responders? Nice work. You chose all answers, and it is correct. Which flight number crash in a field over Pennsylvania?
Excellent choice. Flight 93 is the right answer.
On which tab can you find the common unit assessments? Right again. Assessments is a valid answer. Which career has a certification in hazard mitigation?
Smart pick. Emergency Management Director is the correct choice.
A lot of water that covers an area that is usually dry.
Great thinking. Flood is the right choice.
A sudden fall of a lot of earth or rocks down a hill? Bravo, landslide is the answer.
Who established the Department of Homeland Security?
You're right. President George W. Bush is the correct answer. How many towers were crashed into by airplanes?
Sharp thinking. 2 is the right choice.
The acronym CERT stands for which of the following? Exactly. Computer Emergency Readiness Team makes sense, and it is right choice. A long period of dry weather and not enough water.
Nicely done. Drought is a solid answer.
What are the rules for protection from radiation?
Well done. All answers is the right choice.
Which shape is used for a NEFPA 704 placard?
Right choice. B diamond is the best answer.
On which tab can you find the SEP calendar?
Perfect. Key events is the correct choice.
How many schools offer the SEP program? Great job. 8 is the accurate answer. Which term is ERG an abbreviation for? Good thinking. The Emergency Response Guidebook is the right answer.
How many died at World Trade Center? Excellent. 2749 is a brilliant choice. An extreme storm with spinning air. You got it. Your choice tornado is right. Motivations of a terrorist include. Good job. Your answer all answers works well here.
Which is not a natural disaster?
Clear logic. Your choice plane crash is sound and 100% true.
Who died helping during 9/11?
Well picked.
All of the above is the correct answer.
A sudden shaking of the earth. Well reasoned. Earthquake is the correct choice, which is not a goal of Pikes.
On track. Administrator-driven is the correct answer.
What does PELC stand for?
Correct. Professional Learning Community is the right answer.
FEBURN is an acronym for.
Valid point. Chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear is true. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Right choice. Contact Narayan Chander is the best answer.